Hello everybody, my name is Claudius. I'm here today to introduce you to Seattle Cannabis Exchange, an operating system for your cannabis business. Seattle Cannabis Exchange is not just a seed-to-sale tracking system. We also give you the tools and information that you need to operate your corner of the marijuana grow. It doesn't matter if you're an investor, a master grower, or if you work in the accounting, sales, or marketing departments, for example. Let's jump right in and see how Seattle Cannabis Exchange does marijuana farming. Once you log into SCE, the very first thing you're going to notice is that you have all the tools to manage your business's day-to-day operations. Tools such as cannabis tracking, purchasing, accounting, payroll, sales, and so much more. We also get this question a lot, and that's whether Seattle Cannabis Exchange can restrict access to certain information and modules depending on the employee's role within the business. And the answer is yes. With Seattle Cannabis Exchange, an administrator can give the minimum set of permissions an employee needs to complete their day-to-day job tasks. For example, if you have an accountant, you may want to give that accountant only access to the accounting and payroll modules, making sure they don't have access to the sales, cannabis tracking, purchasing, and inventory modules, for example. Another very important point to make right here is with Seattle Cannabis Exchange's seed-to-sale cannabis tracking system, you're able to stay compliant with all Washington State medical and recreational marijuana laws. Before we jump into the cannabis tracking system, though, I want to point out one little thing right here. This little blue bar helps you integrate your business with Seattle Cannabis Exchange for the first time, and or helps you answer questions you may have about Seattle Cannabis Exchange and how we can help you stay compliant. Let's jump right in. You can see here we can start with the interface overview. It gives a brief overview of Seattle Cannabis Exchange. Now you may want to move to Plant New. Here's a description on how to create a new plant. Maybe we can go to Plant Destroy. Here's the Washington State law about destroying plants and a description on how to destroy plants in Seattle Cannabis Exchange. Step by step. But wait, there's a little bit more here that I want to point you to. A lot of cannabis growers and people within the cannabis business may have questions about inventory convert. Which types of products convert into which types of products? This right here is described in our widget here. We have a visual and written description on how to convert every single product into another type of product. Let's scroll down and take a look. It's a great tool. We have it sectioned out here. So we can stop right here and see how marijuana extract for inhalation, liquid marijuana infused edibles, and other products can be created to other types of products right here. Here. It's a great tool just in case you forget something and for those who are new to the cannabis industry. Now let's move to plants. Earlier, I created a draft plant here. You can do the same thing by clicking Create. You can click Create here. You'll notice that it created from sour diesel. You can also see how many of a particular item is available, and you can select what to create. And you can select the plant room. Let's go back to our already created product here, or our draft product. You can create 3, 2, 5, 100, 1,000. It doesn't matter. Seattle Cannabis Exchange can do it all. Also note you can edit it here. Now, you create a draft by selecting Save. Once you select Save, you have the ability to click Convert or Confirm, to create the product and send it off to the WSLCB. We'll click Confirm here to send it. While we wait, oh, there we go. Now, you can see it created 3 plants just like that. That's how quickly it is that you can create more than one product. Now you can also print the barcodes here, or you can void the entire operation right here. We can go back to plants. We can select plant room B, and now you can see the plants that are created in plant room B. Notice you can see how many plants are in each plant room. Now we can click on each plant to do operations on the plant, such as timing and operations such as that. Before we do that though, let's go back to our plants. Let's open up our plant room B, and notice we can select all the plants or just the plants we want to complete an operation on. In this case, let's just do all. You can select the type of operation that you want to complete right here. Now, another great tool that I want to point out here is API logs. This is a great way to determine whether you're in or out of compliance with the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board. Notice I created a user earlier. The WSLCB did not accept the user and is created as an error. You can see the date and the time that the request was made, the type of request that was made, whether it was a success or not, and who did it. You can click on each one to find out even more information about it. Another great tool here is we can scroll down and see synchronization. We can actually determine which type of synchronization we want. This is great for those users who may have lost data, transitioning from another product, or are doing something else. We can create a synchronization right here. We can sync everything, meaning with Seattle Cannabis Exchange, you can sync all the data that you've sent to the WSLCB from the moment you got your license number to the moment you click save and sync everything. Great way to make sure that you have your data at all times. We'll skip this step for now. You may have noticed earlier that we have a section called environmental controls. It's a great section here where you can control the air quality, the filter management, and the light for your plants or your plant rooms. Here notice that you can create an entry here to determine and track the CO2 level, the humidity, the temperature, the degree, and which plant room was this done in. Same thing for filter management. When was the last time you changed your filters? Here is light management. When was the last time you replaced your lights? But a really cool feature for those master growers is right here in the strain information section. You can create strain information, or you can click on one of the ones right here to create some more information about it, such as you can get general details of your strain. What is the THC content, the CBD content? You can come over here and write notes about what are the effects of that particular strain. What is the strain prone to? Is it prone to caterpillars, spider mites, or other particular things? You can create the optimum nutrient profile that this particular strain needs to maximize its canopy area. You can select on data. You can take pictures of your plant and document its growth cycle. You can keep track of the terpene information. And last, and certainly not least, is you can keep track of your propagation time for your seeds, your clones, vegetative times, and so on and so forth. So you, for a particular strain, may have an idea of how many days it's going to take for clone propagation to take place. You can write it in right here. We'll say 3. And after growing this strain for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, over and over and over again, you can come up with an average actual clone propagation time in days for that particular strain. Really great tool to help you understand the growth cycle of your products. Now let's go to accounting. Right here, our accounting module is GAAP compliant, which means it's generally accepted accounting principles compliant. One of the features I want to highlight here is that you can actually reconcile your bank statements right here in Seattle Cannabis Exchange if you have a bank account. We can now go to messages. Messages is where you can send and receive emails inside and outside of the company. Here with calendar, you can set your schedule. Notes, you can write some notes of maybe some things you don't want to forget. Contacts, you can keep track of the individuals within the business or outside the business that you want to keep in contact with, your emails, their phone numbers, and all of that. Here's sales. Here's a great tool for those using Seattle Cannabis Exchange. Is you can keep track of all your sales, and not just that, you can keep track of your sales pipeline. For example, you can determine whether your sale here or a prospective prospect or company that you've made contact with is a new sale. Are you negotiating the sale? Is it just in proposition mode right here? You can edit and make your own sales pipeline to your business's choosing. Here, notice that you have sales 1, which are 0 currently. Now we can go to our inventory. It shows you all the inventory you have within your business. We can select on purchasing. One of the great features with Seattle Cannabis Exchange is, again, its purchasing module. Let's say, for instance, that you have a product that you always want to keep in stock. You always want to keep 5 of these items in stock at all times. You actually understand as well that the vendor takes 1 week to fulfill all orders sent to it. If you would like, we can automatically request and create a request for quotation for you. And we can go a little bit further than that. We can automatically send out that request for quotation for you once those items have been met. And those items being whether there are 5 left in stock and the time period that it takes to fulfill the order for a vendor. Here are timesheets. Employees can clock in and out. We can go to expenses here, which you can approve and decline any employee expenses. Employees can request vacation time, but let's stop into our fleet tool right here. The fleet management application here is compliant with the WSLCB. Again, once you create a car in our fleet, it's created and synced to the WSLCB. You can also go a lot further than that. You can keep track of the fuel logs, the odometer, the lease terms of the vehicle, and the vehicle costs. Now you'll notice that you have a number 24 here next to the yellow envelope. This is how many emails that you currently have that are not being read. Here's our chat application. Just in case you need to speak to another employee who is in a different office, or maybe they're in a different room on the other side of the warehouse or somewhere else. You can quickly chat them and get your questions and answers right there. This is how Seattle Cannabis Exchange does marijuana growing.